Hey everyone, it's Ryan here, and today was max effort lower body day. Alright, so today I did a back squat, ramped up to a 1 rep max. And I knew I had 405 walking into today's session. So this is my 315. I usually put 135 on the bar, then 225, then 315, and go from there. My warm-ups are very simple. I don't stretch or nothing. And I find squatting with the empty bars is a complete waste of time. Put a little resistance on it. Alright, 365. I was like, 315 felt a little heavy on my back, actually. It's like, let me put 365 and see how it moves. And it moved quick. I could have repped it. I was a tad high on the 365, though, but it's all good. Maybe an inch high. I tried to sink the 405 a little deeper. And we did that. Yeah, I slept in today. I didn't start training at 10:30. I was exhausted from work yesterday. The heat got to me. But that's part of life. We work around our jobs and our careers to get our training in. All right, 405. I'm very happy. I'm back to a 405 squat. And it was not an all-out 1 rep max. It was above 90% for sure, but it wasn't a grinder or nothing. It was smooth. Lowered it slow and controlled, slunk it. It could have maybe been a little deeper, but it's all good. We'll work on that. That's not that big of a deal at this point. All right. I've been debating for the last week how I want to do my accessory work. And I realized I need to check my ego and do good mornings with a lightweight and get a good range of motion. So this is only 152 pounds because that's a 62-pound bar off of Titan Fitness's website. 3 sets of 11. And they were pretty challenging. Yeah, these are all controlled. I'm trying to get deep. Something Jason Blaha said years ago, and I believe him. You could build a conventional deadlift on nothing but good mornings and Pendlay rows. And you don't need a lot of weight to do so. I just squatted 405. This is 152 pounds for sets of 11. Case in point. Think about the stimulus to fatigue. And that's the whole benefit of the good morning over, say, a Romanian deadlift. You can use drastically lighter weight and you get the same training effect. Because we can only handle so much heavy lifts in a week. Like spinal fatigue, axial loading, all that matters. And it was hot out there, but that's my fault for sleeping in. It's all good though. I'm acclimated to the heat. You can see my tan lines. I'm outside all day, every day. But I'm very happy with today's workout. And I want my lower body training to be more athletic based. So I got some box jumps and some sled pushing the sled after too. Because really, you don't need a lot of squatting and deadlifting to build a squat and deadlift. Some heavy work. I'm going to do the speed work on Monday, on dynamic effort lower day. And that's going to handle a lot of that volume. We just got to fill everything in now. We definitely focus on posterior chain on this type of system. It's almost required. But it makes you stronger. It makes you more injury resistant. And that's a big deal, injury resistance. Because we could, in theory, make gains indefinitely. It's injuries and overuse injuries and all that stuff that derail our training. I suffered a pretty gnarly back injury in December, and I detrained my squat and deadlift drastically. I'm finally back to that point 6 months later. All right, so third set. But I'm using this bar because, case in point of what the good morning, as I said earlier, if this bar you can use even less weight because the bar is sitting higher on your neck. And this is a really good specialty bar to have. It's versatile. It's harder than a conventional squat in good morning. And it don't beat your shoulders up because look how you rip the bar. And this is going to build my mid-back and erectors as well. Not just the lower body. But we can consider that for lower body purposes, the erectors. Because for squat and deadlift, those are very beneficial. But yeah, I used to do a lot of good mornings back in the day. And I got away from it the last couple of years, but I'm returning back to what I used to do 4 or 5 years ago. when I was at my absolute strongest. Now, granted, I was heavier. I was a lot heavier, but I still want to slowly trim down because I'm fluffy. I'm a little boofy. Just mainly for health reasons, but it don't hurt to look better. All right, box jumps. This is hilarious. Somebody so big jumping, but after doing a heavy squat in the good mornings, this is legit. So I did 3 sets of 3. Yeah, I want my training to be more athletic based because I consider myself a strength athlete, not a power lifter or a bodybuilder. More of a hybrid strength athlete. I want to be able to specialize in anything I want to specialize in at any given time, which right now is nothing actually. I just want to be strong, and this will definitely build some muscle in my lower body. Plyometrics are notorious for adding meat to your legs, and if you do upper body plyometrics, upper body as well. But I only did 3 sets of 3. I was that after that third rep on the third set. I was like, that's it. I felt like I ran out of energy on it. But yeah, you can build big legs just from doing some heavy squats, a couple of singles, plyometrics, and sled and pushing the sled. Like it'll fill out your lower body nicely. All right, hyperextensions. I'm upping the sets to 2 sets now. I eventually want to get to 3, and I lowered the weight to 55 again. I got 2 sets of 10. I'm making sure to breathe as I go back down and going up with full lungs. That protects your spine. That should be done on every movement like that. That you're bending. You want to keep the spine healthy. And this is like almost like a glute ham device, but it's a lot cheaper. I do want to get a glute ham device, and I don't really have the space for one. But so once I get a new place, I'll try to specialize in more equipment. Because the glute, I have a reverse hyper, which is next door. I'll be using that on Monday. I want my upper body, my lower body max, and my lower body dynamic effort days to be different. It's because you come into a different fatigue, so I don't want to be doing the same movements. That way, I could try to push progression and not have to worry about different fatigue setting in and losing a rep here and none of that stuff. So we can do different movements. Nothing wrong with that. But this lit my hamstring, my low back, and everything up. And I was very happy with the squat as far as I felt nothing. No pain, nowhere. So, okay, good. We're moving in the right direction again. My low back started to feel fatigue when I was doing the heavy squats 3 days a week. I was starting to wake up the next day with a little pain. I'm like, yeah, it's time to stop while I'm ahead. Because I need my low back to work. I have a full-time job where I work at least 50 hours a week. I can't afford to be out of work. All right, the angle was a little bad. I'm sorry about that. I had my car parked right there, and I don't want my car to be in the picture. I don't exist outside the internet. I don't want my personal life is completely private. I'm gonna keep it that way, but it's a topic for another day. Took 2 minutes. I was huffing and puffing on the way back, but this is also gonna fill in my lower body volume, the quads, and the glutes for sure. Like I feel glutes on this more than any other lift I've ever done. And glutes for me are a weak link. Like if you see me in person, you would be like, yeah, his glutes are his weakest body part. For whatever reason, my glutes don't respond to traditional training. It's almost like comical. I've squatted 475 with a cambered bar and still didn't have no butt. But we're working on it. I think part of it's how I store body fat. I store body fat exclusively in my torso. Like my legs, arms are veiny and lean. Even now, as I boof back up slightly, I felt like I've gotten leaner in my arms and legs, and my belly's kind of staying the same. It's genetic. Not a good trait either, but I think that may be a factor of why my glutes appear small. Because I'm not small. Like, if you see me in person, I'm 5'10", 240 right now. But this movement, the sled draw, pushing the sled, will improve body composition. Because it's hard. You should see what it does to your heart rate. And I'm swerving a little bit. They got pebbles on the road. And I have nylon feet on it. It's not scratching the concrete. It's not loud. You can see I'm struggling there. All right, y'all. I will see y'all Sunday.